on your coffee, on your buffet table.
Now tell us how the show went the other week, because that's what we were promoting.
Oh, it was absolutely excellent. It was overwhelming. The entries that came in were so beautiful, an awful lot of competition, and I just am amazed at where people find all the time to do these wonderful things.
And we're amazed that you find the time in the busy season to come and join us here and share in these crafts.
Well, let's put it this way, as the lady just spoke a little while ago there, it's something that I love to do. If I could spend every day just doing crafts, but as a result, my housework is about a week behind, but I'll catch up eventually.
Now, Claire, most of these things that we have here, most of the bits and pieces of them can be bought at any one of the craft stores?
Yes, they can.
Okay,
yes,
and most of the people in the craft stores, are they knowledgeable? For those of us that would be neophytes at this, if you go in and say, I want to create this, they'll give you the bits and pieces and explain.
Yes, they certainly will.
Because I can't remember what all these beautiful little details are, but if we were just to say to someone, I need something to put on a wreath, I'm sure they'd
Or
help out.
if anyone wants a specific list of the materials that go into any one of these particular wreaths, I think my phone number's on the screen as well, so they can certainly call me at any time. They
can give you a call and let you know what's going on.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you once again for wonderful Christmas ideas.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you had a wonderful show.
And we'll see you next week.
You're going to be back. What are we going to do next week?
Next week we're going to be talking about houseplants and the tree.
The tree for Christmas.
Yes.
All right. So I look forward to our very special next week, where Claire decorates the tree and tells us how to do some more wonderful things for Christmas. We're going to be back with more Morning Break right after this. Please stay with us. We were just laughing here watching that report. That's been an excellent series that he's done for us here on Morning Break. Claire, our resident Christmas expert decorator, has been with us, and today Claire is going to help us choose a tree. She's been decorating, and she did all of this just since we started the program. Claire, when we go out to look for a tree, what kind of things should we be looking for?
First of all, you want to make sure that it is fresh. How
do I tell that?
Well, one of the easiest ways of telling it is to pick it up and thump it on the ground a couple of times. If the needles start falling off, then you know it's not very fresh.
Okay.
You don't want to bring it in, and you want to keep it in the house for a little while. So therefore, you don't want the needles to fall off the next day. Mind you, a pine doesn't lose its needles as readily as a spruce does, but there are still a lot of people out there that still prefer the spruce trees. And when you bring it home, you've got to make sure that you get it into a suitable heavyweight kind of container. For years and years we used to use galvanized pails, but I don't know if you can even buy a galvanized pail anymore. But they've come out now. This particular one is excellent, a plastic container that holds a lot of water. Now,
so the weight is the water in the bottom of the container.
Will hold it in place. Plus the fact that now a lot of people have tried their different things, their old wives' tales about what you should put in your water. Now, one thing that is quite important, as your tree thaws out, it begins to think it's going to be spring. So it is reacting in such a way that the sap is starting to run. And quite often, I've been told that by adding a sweetened, either honey or molasses is supposed to be extremely good, anything that will assist adding the sap so that it doesn't realize that it's been cut.
Something, some glucose.
Yes, or you can even use evergreen type of fertilizer in your water as well. But make sure that it has a drink every day.
And I guess we want to say to people, please don't go out and leave the lights on.
No.
A little safety hint, but please be careful about those kind of things.
Absolutely, and I also want to caution people too, as far as anybody that has pets, particularly cats. They're very much attracted to shiny, tinsely things, and they can swallow them, so don't put that sort of thing near the bottom of the tree where they can reach it.
Now, over on your left, you have some of those beautiful red things. Now, could you correct my pronunciation? Is it a poinsettia or a poinsettia? Or
take your choice.
All good, like tomato,
take
tomato.
Your choice. Exactly.
Well, then it'll be a poinsettia.
There is an I. There is an I in the word. Poinsettia would be the proper way, but there are a lot of people that still call them poinsettias.
Okay. Are the leaves poisonous or not?
No, they are not. There is a sap that runs in the trunk, a milky sap. Now, it can prove to be an irritant to some people who have very sensitive skin, but it is not considered poisonous in any way.
Now, are there different qualities of these? How would I buy a good one, or do I just buy one that looks great?
Buy one that looks great. The thing is that nowadays, though, you can go out and you can buy pink, white, There is a yellow, there's a salmony color, and there's the new marble ones, which are white marbled with pink, that are very beautiful.
Now you've added, I suppose, here, I don't know if we can see, you've put your pine cone and your bow in here? Or
yes, decorate it up and put it into a fancy container, not just the standard.
How much water?
They should be kept moist at all times.
Does sunlight bother them in the winter sun or not?
Well, it shouldn't be direct sunlight. You don't want to put them in a south window.
Okay.
You want it in a north or an east window at this time of the year, or they can be set on the floor. An awful lot of people are getting away from the poinsettias, though, and going into the muted tones. Here again are people who are going into the muted tones.
The Victorian Christmas.
Exactly.
That's what you taught me last week.
So
yes.
They are picking up on these colors. This is a cyclamen. Very typical.
That's beautiful,
because it's like an upside down ballerina. And this is the azalea, which is absolutely gorgeous with these big heads of flowers. These are large flowers.
How long will they last?
They should last several weeks. This one still has a lot of buds coming. So it will last several weeks.
So we could give a plant for a gift, one that's just got lots of buds on it, like this one?
As long as it has lots of buds.
And then it'll last for a couple of weeks?
Now, that is one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss these. There is one main criteria for any of these kind of plants. They do not like heat in the house. Okay. They must be put into, or should be put into, a cold, cooler room around between 60-65 degrees. If you have such a room available, that you could put them in at night.
Okay, and so if you leave them in the heat all day, they'll begin to wilt, will they?
They do tend to wilt, and the blossoms will drop off, particularly too if it's dry. Azaleas in particular don't like to be dry. They like to be moist all the time. The easiest way to water them is to take them over to the kitchen sink, fill your sink with water, and plunge it right in.
Plunge the whole thing.
And then let it soak up the water. Azaleas are acid-loving plants, so give it a drink of tea every so often.
Very good. You have been wonderful, Claire. I've learned so much about new Christmas decorating and lots of hints. Thanks very much. You have a wonderful Christmas.
You too.
I hope we'll see you in the new year. We're going to be right back after this. Please stay with us.